Jane Goodall's work now involves many people. In 1976, she established the Jane Goodall Institute for Wildlife Research, a center to help ensure the continuation of the chimpanzee study at Gombe. Jane Goodall is with us now from Calgary, where she's doing fundraising for the Calgary Zoo. Now, you were hired by Louis Leakey for your uncommon patience and dedication. Can you give us some idea of what it's like to be alone out there in the jungle, being so patient, making these amazing discoveries about chimps?
Well, it was what I'd always wanted to do, to be out in nature with animals and just to watch them and learn about them and try and feel the way they were feeling. So for me it was very easy and I never feel lonely.
Do you think it takes a special personality to be able to establish the trust that you have with these animals?
Well, yes, I certainly think that many people not only probably couldn't do it, but certainly wouldn't want to do it either. I think you have to be quite a special person to want to do it.
In all those television shows and films that have been made about what you do, I think people are enchanted and absolutely fascinated by the chimpanzee behavior. Do you think that's because we think we're seeing ourselves?
Well, I think it's because we realize an affinity. I think the chimps really helped us to bridge the gap, the artificial gap that used to be set up between humans on the one hand and the rest of the animal kingdom on the other. And we now realize that we're not quite as unique as once we thought we were. And I think more than anything else, the chimpanzee, because he looks a bit like people and because so much of his behavior is similar and so many of his cognitive abilities are similar, that has really helped people to understand better our place in nature.
But how far do you take this? When you look into their eyes, and you've had a close relationship with so many of them, but when you look into those black eyes, are you seeing a kindred spirit, or do you see another creature?
I see another creature with his own dignity, but so kindred that there is a level of communication which might not be possible with other animals. And what happened to me 2.5 weeks ago was that I visited a big behavior place where they're doing research on human infectious diseases using chimps. And the most shocking thing, which will haunt me as long as I live, was that the eyes of those chimps were now dead. There was nothing there. They were blank and well on their way to insanity because of the conditions they were being kept in. And this is our closest relative. We share 99% of our DNA.
Was there anything that you could say to the scientists there that altered their feelings?
Yes. Yes, I do believe that we're going to see changes because it's not what they're doing to the chimps that I'm fighting, it's the way they keep them. For example, can you imagine 2 3-year-old chimps in cages 22 inches by 22 inches and 24 inches high? And this is like putting your own 3-year-old child in that situation, alone, barren, nothing to do, nobody to speak to. It's terrible.
One of the things that's impressed you most about chimpanzees is the way mothers bring up their babies, and that in fact, you ended up using some of that in bringing up your own son.
Yes, well, I've been very impressed by the gentle, affectionate, tolerant behavior that the good chimpanzee mother shows to her child. And I believe this is something which we are in danger of forgetting in the West with the breakup of the extended family and the breakup of the home, and particularly the bad daycare centers. I dread what that's doing to the children who attend them.
How has your son fared with his part chimpanzee upbringing?
Well, he really didn't have part chimpanzee upbringing. I think he was probably brought up much the same way as I was, but I did consciously try to distract rather than punish before he understood what punishment was all about. I mean, when I say punishment, I mean a harsh word, you know. My friends used to tell me that he would grow up to be absolutely a clinging child who never could stand on his own feet because I always was with him. Well, he's the most independent guy you ever met. He's 20 and he's turned out wonderfully.
What has impressed you most about the chimpanzees as you've studied and observed them over the past 27 years?
I think probably the most impressive thing is the difference between the individuals. Each one is a distinct personality, every bit as different as human people from one another. And this is so marked that there are some chimpanzees that one actually dislikes. I mean, they're not nice guys. And there are others that one likes very much indeed. So this, I think, is really fascinating, this incredible individual variation.
But any more than people who raise dogs or cats or any other animal would think about their animal?
Yes, I think it's even more. I mean, I know dogs are very different personalities, but chimpanzees, they have so much difference also in their intellect, in the way they do things, and in the way they look. I mean, they look, once you get to know chimps, they're totally, totally different from one another.
Will you spend the rest of your life in Gombe with the chimpanzees?
As long as I can stagger around the mountains, I certainly shall.